Going to be safe with the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and...
Rachel Zegler finds herself at the center of a cultural storm as she battles backlash over her comments about Disney's Snow White remake, now amplified by the announcement of a competing version starring Bret Cooper. What was initially a celebratory casting announcement for Zegler has spiraled into a heated debate about Hollywood's direction, Disney's intentions, and the preservation of classic stories. As the Daily Wire steps in with their own adaptation, Snow White and the Evil Queen, featuring Bret Cooper in the titular role, the landscape of modern storytelling is being reshaped by a clash of ideologies. Zegler first sparked controversy during interviews promoting Disney's live-action Snow White. Instead of celebrating the original 1937 classic, she dismissed it as outdated and took aim at its central love story, describing the prince as a creepy stalker. Zegler emphasized that the remake would rewrite Snow White as a self-reliant leader, focusing on empowerment rather than romance. "This isn't 1937 anymore," she said, doubling down on her claim that the original film's themes of love and rescue were no longer relevant. While Zegler's comments were initially intended to generate excitement about a modernized Snow White, they quickly alienated many fans. For generations, the original Snow White has symbolized innocence, magic, and the dream of true love. Critics accused Zegler of disrespecting the legacy of a timeless classic, questioning why she would take on the role if she had such disdain for its roots. The backlash was swift, with social media users flooding platforms like Twitter with memes and hashtags like #NotMySnowWhite.
I can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
Adaptation. Unlike Disney's politically reimagined version, the Daily Wire's project aims to stay faithful to the original fairy tale, complete with a prince, romance, and a classic happy ending. Bret Cooper, a rising star in the conservative media space, was cast as Snow White in Snow White and the Evil Queen. This announcement ignited even more division, as fans began rallying around Cooper's portrayal as a return to the traditional storytelling they felt had been lost. The teaser trailer for Snow White and the Evil Queen made waves online, with many praising its homage to the original story. Cooper's casting was celebrated as a win for those tired of Hollywood's woke reimaginings of beloved classics. Fans flocked to social media to express their excitement, with one user writing, "Finally, a Snow White that respects the original." Others criticized Zegler's approach to the role, comparing her comments about the original film to Cooper's dedication to preserving its charm. The contrast between the two projects quickly turned into a cultural battleground. On one side, supporters of Zegler defended her modern twist, arguing that fairy tales should evolve to reflect contemporary values. On the other, Cooper's fans celebrated her as a breath of fresh air, someone willing to honor the spirit of the original story without unnecessary changes. The debate quickly escalated, turning what might have been a niche conflict into a full-blown cultural phenomenon. For Zegler, the competition with Cooper has only added to her woes. During a recent live interview, Zegler broke down in tears, expressing frustration over the backlash she's faced. "I never wanted to come off as ungrateful," she said. "I'm so tired of the death threats and the hate. I just wanted to bring something new to Snow White." Her emotional response was met with mixed reactions. While some sympathized with her struggle, others felt her tears were an attempt to shift focus from the controversy. Meanwhile, Cooper has remained steadfast in her approach, positioning herself as the antithesis of Zegler's modern.
I'm really emotional. I'm also really tired. I never wanted to come off as me being ungrateful for the opportunities I had.
Fairy tales are timeless for a reason. They don't need to be rewritten. They need to be celebrated. Her comments have resonated with fans who feel that Hollywood's recent remakes have strayed too far from the stories they grew up loving. The divide isn't just about the two actresses, it's a reflection of a broader cultural debate over how classic stories should be handled in today's world. Supporters of Zegler argue that updating fairy tales is essential to make them relevant for modern audiences, especially in addressing outdated gender roles. Critics, however, believe that these changes often come at the expense of the heart and magic that made the original so beloved. Adding fuel to the fire, Disney has been under increased scrutiny for its handling of live-action remakes. Films like The Little Mermaid and Mulan faced similar backlash for their departures from the source material. Many fans see Snow White as the tipping point, with some even accusing Disney of prioritizing political messaging over storytelling. South Park's recent satire of Disney's approach to remakes only intensified the conversation, highlighting the cultural fatigue surrounding woke reinterpretations. For the Daily Wire, the success of Snow White and the Evil Queen could mark a turning point in its efforts to create entertainment outside the traditional Hollywood system. By positioning itself as a counterbalance to Disney, the company has tapped into a growing audience of viewers who feel alienated by modern Hollywood trends. Cooper's casting is being hailed as a strategic move that aligns with this mission, signaling to fans that there is an alternative to the reimaginings they feel have diluted the magic of classic stories. As the release dates for both Snow White adaptations approach, the stakes are higher than ever. Disney is banking on Zegler's modern Snow White to resonate with younger audiences and redefine the character for a new generation. Meanwhile, the Daily Wire is betting that audiences will gravitate toward Cooper's traditional take, seeking comfort in the familiarity of the original fairy tale. The outcome of this battle will likely have far-reaching implications for the future of storytelling in Hollywood. Will audiences embrace Zegler's empowered, princeless Snow White, or will they flock to Cooper's classic rendition? Either way, the controversy surrounding these two versions has sparked a much-needed conversation about the direction of entertainment and the importance of honoring the past while embracing the future. What do you think? Should Snow White stick to its roots, or is it time for a complete overhaul? Are you Team Rachel Zegler or Team Brett Cooper? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on this ongoing Snow White saga.